estimated is that those tourist numbers will really start to increase when English visitors are allowed to return. Expecting that around the 12th of April.
Ellie, thank you. As we said, restrictions are being relaxed in England from Monday, but don't go as far as those in Wales. Today, Boris Johnson said there was no suggestion that his roadmap to ending lockdown in England was being delayed, but he warned there are risks ahead. Well, let's get a lot more now from our political correspondent David Wood. So, David, a bit of a note of caution from Mr Johnson there.
Yes, and an ongoing theme, I think, of expectation management from the Prime Minister, but overwhelmingly a positive message. We are still on track, and that is despite we've had weeks, of course, of falling infection numbers, but a plateauing in England in the past week or so, thanks in part to schools going back a few weeks ago, but still hospitalisations are falling, as are the numbers of people dying each day with this virus. But in a speech recorded for his party's spring conference, he told the faithful it's not just a haircut he's keen to get.
I'm going to be able to go down the street and cautiously, but irreversibly, I'm going to drink a pint of beer in the pub. And as things stand, I can see absolutely nothing in the data to dissuade me from continuing along our roadmap to freedom, unlocking our economy and getting back to the life we love.
But he then went on to talk about the risks, and of course they are the potential of a new variant that could make the vaccines less effective, and also the emergence of a third wave now, causing real problems in other parts of Europe. France toughening up its enforcement today as infections there rise. Warnings in Poland too that the health service is really struggling. And that means there is pressure now on the Prime Minister too to put tougher travel quarantine restrictions on some of those countries, forcing the hotel quarantine on them. That's something the government really doesn't want to do, thanks in part to the fact there aren't that many people crossing the border from France in particular into England at the moment. Mainly it's hauliers, and of course we rely on them for food. So as I understand it this lunchtime, everything is still under review, but what we are getting is a sense that maybe those hauliers may have to get tests, at least the quick lateral flow tests that may be introduced. The government's thinking about that to try and add an extra barrier of defence to ensure the third wave in Europe doesn't reach our shores.
OK, David, thanks very much. In other news, Boris Johnson has condemned the violence last night, which led to 10 people being arrested in Bristol after protests over new policing legislation turned violent. More than 1,000 protesters gathered for the third Kill the Bill demonstration last night. Police say glass bottles, bricks and eggs were thrown at officers who were trying to disperse the crowd. And in Myanmar, security forces have again opened fire on protesters demonstrating against last month's military coup. It's happening on Armed Forces Day. Unconfirmed reports say up to 90 people have been killed. Demonstrators against the coup have taken to the streets ever since the army took control from the elected government. And that is it. The evening news is at 5:30. Until then, have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
First thing today will be lovely and warm, and by breakfast time it could be on the sunny side. Heinz Tomato Ketchup sponsors ITV National Weather.
Hello there. Well, you may have been hearing we are expecting some much warmer temperatures to arrive in parts of the UK next week. This morning, though, it's certainly got off to a chilly start, but it has picked up quite nicely in any sunshine. And this is a picture at 3 o'clock this afternoon, so there will be 1 or 2 showers around at times, but for most of us, a good deal of dry weather, the best of that sunshine across eastern areas, and that's with temperatures there ranging between 9 and 12 degrees. Now, you'll notice out towards Northern Ireland and western parts of Scotland, rain here is going to extend its way further eastwards as we go through tonight. Some of that could be quite heavy in places and accompanied by some strong gusty winds too, but further south here it will stay mostly dry with clear skies and temperatures there ranging between 8 and 3 degrees in the north. So a grotty start for some tomorrow morning, cloud and rain across central areas, but it will fizzle away and it's going to move northwards, so wet for many in the north tomorrow, drier in the south and feeling a little milder too. Bye bye.
Heinz Tomato Ketchup sponsors ITV National Weather.
Welcome to the great big box of British box sets. This is BritBox. This is British.
It's not to be ashamed of.
This is original sound in every way. All this and more, streaming now on BritBox.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV London weekend weather.
Hello there, bit of a breezy start to the weekend, but it looks as though we'll see some pretty decent weather too. One or two bright breaks out there, unfortunately. Sometimes we'll see the cloud disappearing. Likewise, might see one or two showers skirting through on this breeze. Highs today, 9 to 11 Celsius, so nothing to write home about. Then during the evening and overnight, we'll see plenty of clear spells moving through. Starting to see the wind increase by the end of the night too, and that combination of the cloud and the wind making it quite a mild night. Lows of 7 or 8 degrees. Then tomorrow we've got a bit of a front trying to sneak through. Don't think we'll see much in the way of rain from it, and hopefully once again into the afternoon some good bright breaks. A touch breezier tomorrow, but a touch milder too. Looking at highs around 13 or 14 degrees. See you later.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV London weekend weather.